in aiding, in solving or helping resolve these matters of corruption, Madam Speaker, the processes are lengthy. You know, somebody that has been accused, Madam Speaker, of corruption will take ages before their cases are heard and determined. And of course, they are going to buy their way. They are going to compromise even investigations, Madam Speaker, because even the kind of bail they get is very friendly. Somebody stealing, say, 100 million, given a bail, you know, bail terms of about 2 million, Madam Speaker. So people are even more than happy to steal, pay bail, buy whoever that it is that you have to buy, and this is what has caused frustration in our people, Madam Speaker, leading to the events of the last 2 weeks. Madam Speaker, our laws are also weak. The day before yesterday, I think on Tuesday, we hosted the CS Health, Madam Speaker, the Committee of Health, where I'm a member. And, you know, we wanted to know what NHIF is doing to see to it that there are no fraudulent claims, Madam Speaker. And where they are there, what they do in order for them to be able to recover the funds so lost. And Madam Speaker, we were very frustrated that the law does not allow NHIF, for example, even after they have discovered that a claim was fraudulent, to take such a fraudster to court, Madam Speaker. That they leave it to investigative agencies to look at it and take this matter to court. And I mean, that is frustrating. Because if I catch you stealing some bananas from my shamba, Madam Speaker, I should just go take you to the police, report you to the police station. Then you defend your case. The only thing I should be asked to do is the burden of proof that should be laid on me. But look at what NHIF is saying, that they cannot be able to take a fraudulent medical facility, a medical facility that is placing a fraudulent claim to court, Madam Speaker, that they have to rely on another institution, an investigative one. These are the things that have made Kenyans, that have frustrated Kenyans, and that is why, Madam Speaker, we find ourselves where we were. The other thing is waste of public funds. I've been asking myself, what happened to the Volkswagen Passat that former President Uhuru Kenyatta, when he was finance minister, introduced and decided that those were going to be the vehicles that were going to be used by public officers, Madam Speaker? How did we get back to V8, to Prados for public officers, Madam Speaker? We must start. We must go back to living by what we tell Kenyans. Let us see CSS in Volkswagen Passats, Madam Speaker, as was done that time, in order for us to save on public funds, Madam Speaker. The other day I was listening to CS Kuria, and he was saying that he was very, very, very frustrated and very concerned, going to Mombasa, finding some stuff, having traveled all the way from Nairobi to Mombasa to receive him, some stuff he did not need. Then when he asked why, he was told that somebody had not had an opportunity to get per diem for quite some time, and that is why they had been sent there. Madam Speaker, really? That all we care is that we see to it that some staffers get per diem, even when we do not need their services? These are things that we need to look into and, of course, make corrections where we need to make corrections, Madam Speaker. Now, many colleagues here have talked about chief administrative secretaries, Madam Speaker. Of course, I know that we don't have any one of them serving. But, Madam Speaker, there are rumors that there are plans to reinstate them. Madam Speaker, do we need CASs? What is it that they can do? What is it that we need them for? What can they do? What are they supposed to do that PSs cannot do, Madam Speaker? These are some of the things that we need to forget and forget completely. There should not even be anything like that, because it has been determined as an illegal position, Madam Speaker, so that we save on public funds, Madam Speaker. Many people have mentioned the office of the First Lady, the office of the Second Lady, the office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary, and his spouse also, Madam Speaker. And I'm happy that His Excellency the President has pronounced himself on the closure of these offices, Madam Speaker. And I say this, knowing very well Because in Kiswahili they say, ya Mungu ni mengi, hayajulikani. Knowing very well that I can also be president tomorrow. And my wife will be a first lady. But I do not want my wife, even if I become president, to have an office funded by the exchequer, Madam Speaker. Because we need to save on expenditure, Madam Speaker, and I'm happy that the President has since dealt with that matter and pronounced himself, Madam Speaker. We may need to discuss on whether we need a prime cabinet secretary and an office for that matter, Madam Speaker, for this particular position. Recently, after the floods, Madam Speaker,